Today on the table we have a Smith and Wesson Model 22. So this is designed from the Model 1950 that they used to have in the 1950s and early 60s. It was designed back in 1917, and then they made it through 1950 to 2007 is actually how long it was made for. It's a 6-shot double action. It is a large frame revolver, as you can see here. This one is chambered in, so actually, real fast too, the large frame revolvers are an end frame, so this is actually an end frame revolver. It is chambered in 45 ACP. You can see 6-shot, not loaded. It does require moon clips to shoot it, so you can either use the half moon or the full moon clips to load it. And then the way to get it out is you actually have to, sometimes the shells would get a little bit more stuck and you have to use like a pencil or something just to pop out the shells from it. But it's but again, 45 ACP. A few other fun things about it too is that it's they actually made a stainless steel, which was a 625 version, is what they called the Model 625. But these were reintroduced. So there's a funny story about this, is that I bought this gun because I collect all the guns from the James Bond movies, and I wanted the one from Goldfinger. And this is the one I was missing from Goldfinger because in the movie, Pussy Galore is pointing a Smith and Wesson Model 1950 at James Bond, aka Sean Connery, when he's trying to hit on her or like seduce her on the plane as they're flying back to Goldfinger's base. And he tells her that she's not going to shoot him because if she did, it would go through him and then out the side of the plane, and then obviously they would crash or whatever. So I bought that because if you watch the movie, she's holding a Smith & Wesson Model 1950, just like this. So I was searching online and I bought this, or I found this, and then I bought it. So I reached out to the seller and said, "Hey, I see you got that Smith & Wesson Model 1950." And I did, and we got to an arrangement and came to a price, and I was able to buy it. But then when I received it, he didn't realize what he had. And I didn't realize what he had because I was only limited from the pictures that I could see. So cool, interesting about this, or I guess where you guys can all learn, and I learned as well too, is that what happened is when I got it, I looked at the serial number, and the serial number here you can see starts with a T. It's TRR 1598. You can see, I'll see if I can get that in the camera there. And I was like, well, that's weird, because if it was a large end frame revolver from like 1950 or 1960, the serial number would definitely not be like this. It would have a C or an S at the beginning of it as well. And it would have a pin barrel. So I'm like, that seems kind of odd. Did some more research. And the TRR, so this is actually a Thunder Ranch. So if you look in here, it is a Smith & Wesson, but it's a Smith & Wesson 22-4. So what happened was so they made these for a very limited amount of time as a remake of the Model 22, and they only made them as Model 22-4s. And then it was a limited production with these Thunder Ranch grips on it as well. And they made these in 2007 actually, and it was a very short run of them. And the original 1950s, those actually had a 5 or 5.5 inch barrel on them. And only the Thunder Ranch ones, which is what this is, had a 4-inch barrel on it. Now these actually are made, they were actually really hard to find as I was researching more about them. They're very, very difficult to find. Most people that bought them kept them, and then they were very limited in production and how you could actually get one. But they shoot amazing. I have shot this one, but what they did was they just through better manufacturing, I guess, or refining. These are crazy accurate, and they shoot very, very well. I was a little bit bummed in the fact that, I wanted original 1950 on it, which would have been cool to have. So now I have to go hunting for one to find another, one actually from the 1950s or 1960s, so I can have the one very similar to the one she was holding in the movie. But I ended up learning something new that, by getting this one, and the other fellow who I purchased it from didn't even know it. He just thought it was an old 1950. and didn't realize it was a modern one from 2007. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. But it is very cool. I'm trying to think if there's any other fun little facts about it. Like I said, I think I've mentioned that it was 5.5 inches for the traditional 1950 models of these, and then these Thunder Ranches, like I said, were 4 inches. But there was even some Thunder Ranches like this that went to Turnbull restorations, and they had like a case hardened, like that cool, not like rainbowy color, but it's it's got a lot of red blues when they do that case hardened look to them. So there's a few of those that look like that as well too. But yeah, it's you can use also 45 auto rim in this as well, besides the 45 ACP. But again, you have to use moon clips to use it. But I just want to show everybody it's cool. I mean, you can see the target hammer on here, and then the nice target trigger as well. And it's a beefy gun because it is that large end frame revolver. It is just a cool gun to have. So I actually, by buying something I didn't think I was actually buying, I actually got something much cooler than I thought, or maybe even more rare than I thought I could find. But if you have any questions, or if you even know anything more about it, feel free to add that in the comments below.